Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Here we are. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at your comments, ideas, and suggestions. We combine all this information and we put it to good use as a community of English-speaking locals living here. How is everyone today? The weather continues to change, which means I need to start setting up my alarm clock again. Usually, I don't need an alarm clock, but when I start sleeping better because the temperature goes down, I oversleep, and that is never good for me or for anyone. So, today is Friday, November 1st. We are in November now. Thanksgiving is coming, El Buen Fin is coming, Christmas is coming. Are you ready? I am not, but that's okay. We'll just take one day at a time here and start, as always, with some news that I've put aside to share with you this morning. The first one, well, the photograph doesn't look very appetizing, but this could be good news. The city has been busy coming up with proposals and ideas, and given the city's seemingly insurmountable trash collection problems, the city council has approved the search for a garbage collection company with which to establish a long-term contract that would also involve a feasibility study. It is worth remembering that we had such a concession with a company called Enviro Eau, something like that. I don't remember the Envir Eau. What that was the name of the company. A mouthful, if you ask me. But this concession was dissolved when Arturo Dávalos was the mayor of Puerto Vallarta. I don't remember the details, but the city is now hoping to reinstate such a service. And other proposals were brought forth during a recent city council meeting. Some of them were more grounded than others. The first one has to do with bringing controlled parking to El Centro. Of course, controlled parking is a very elegant way to say parking meters. This is just a proposal. And when you say parking meters in Spanish, which is parquímetro, a lot of people shiver because Puerto Vallarta has tried to I just made up a word. Puerto Vallarta has looked at feasibility studies for parking meters in the city in the past. And somehow that idea has never flown very far, either because the concession candidates were not the right ones or because some people just have issues with parking meters. I don't know how you feel about that. I would love to read your comments. I think they're great pros. There are some cons, but this would be a great way for the city to gather and to collect some money and to somehow keep traffic in the downtown area in check. You tell me what you think about the idea of having parking meters, or what the city is elegantly calling controlled parking in El Centro. Another proposal that was mentioned, and if you ask me, I don't get this one. They want to put a funicular in El Centro. Now, The idea, again, is not new. Let us take a look at it for a second. My first question, and I'm reacting a lot to this because these are just proposals. They may or may not happen. They're just in the drawing board. Um, there are, for example, in Mexico City, there are some subway. Well, it's obviously not a subway, but there are some funicular lines now. There are a handful of people, well, not a handful, there are a handful of funicular lines in Mexico City that move a lot of people from one point to another. But those are utilitarian funiculars. I suppose you could ride them for pleasure just to look at the view. But essentially, their goal is to move people quickly from one place to another without adding to the traffic load of the city. So here in Puerto Vallarta, if you ask me, the idea of having a utilitarian funicular could be a good idea given the amount of people that move from one point of the city to the other. But here, officials seem to be looking at a funicular as a source of revenue for, or as a touristic attraction. I don't think they're going to give it away for free. So, do we need a funicular? It's even a difficult word to say. Do we need one of those here in Puerto Vallarta? You tell me what you think. I don't know. I'm going to be a skeptic on that one. But hey, it's not up to me. I'm just casting my opinion, just as you can cast yours in your comments in a little while. And I want to tell you that El Buen Fin is approaching. This is Mexico's Black Friday equivalent, where you can get all kinds of online deals with different vendors, and you can also get in-person deals. El Buen Fin will happen from the 15th to the 18th of November. Right before Thanksgiving. This is the way it has been. As in years past, it's always good to look at the fine print. There's an official website where you can find what is being discounted and where, and how you can be eligible for discounts and whatnot. The question in a lot of people's minds is, this has very little to do with us, but hey, I'm a consumer at heart. Will IKEA in Guadalajara be open by the time El Buen Fin comes and goes? It makes sense for the store to be open. Between 2 days ago and today, I have seen Facebook posts from Governor Alfaro, who went and visited the new store, and he said it's awesome. Hasn't opened, but it's awesome. And then Governor-elect Lemus also went and visited and also posted on social media. So everything seems to indicate that we will have access to Swedish meatballs sometime in the very near future. Let's hope that they open by November 15 for El Buen Fin, and this will be an interesting store to go and explore in Guadalajara once it opens. And last, in the first block of news, she's back. Apparently, that's the new color combo. Of course, she's green. The Green Party won. So, of course, she is painted, or she's covered in green fabric, which, of course, clashes horribly with her hat and the purple and the red. But, who am I to say? She's back. She's just as tall as last year. She's not any taller. So, the Guinness Book of World Records will not be invited this year. But if you want to have a closer look, you know that you can go to the Malecón and enjoy the new Catrina as of yesterday evening.
In this upcoming music appreciation presentation, we will delve into the powerful world of Sergei Rachmaninoff, a composer, pianist, and conductor who left an indelible mark on the classical music landscape. Renowned for his towering virtuosity, Rachmaninoff blended the romantic spirit of the 19th century with the shifting aesthetics of the 20th century, creating works that are both lush and deeply emotional. Join me as we celebrate Rachmaninoff's timeless genius, exploring his profound emotional landscapes and his contributions to piano repertoire, both as a composer and a legendary performer. As usual, Our presentation will take place at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork on Thursday, November 7 at 5 p.m. in air-conditioned comfort. See you then, and thank you for sharing.
And that was very low energy, wasn't it? It was not my intention to make it low energy, but that's the way it turned out. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyhow, here's the weather. By Juno's fat ass, it is sunny. Not only is it sunny, it is cold. Well, not cold, but it is 28 degrees. It's comfy. It's beautiful. And humidity is low at only 56%. I think we've made the change. I think the switch has come. So let's see what we have for the weather today. Humid with clear skies throughout the day, a high of 31 and a low of 19. That's for today. Then tomorrow, Saturday, clear skies in the morning with partly cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high of 31 and a low of 19. And on Sunday, clear skies in the morning with partly cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high of 31 and a low of 18. I love it. We are slowly and gradually entering cowl weather. See? It's not a shawl. It's not a scarf. It's this thing that I made. And you put it around and you can wrap yourself around it. And there you have it. And I'm going to keep it on just because I can. Yay. So I love this weather. I'm just loving the fact that it is a little bit cooler. I have more news for you to share. A couple of other headlines if you want to find out what's going on with the PuRR Project above and beyond the lovely interview that we had with them just a couple of days ago. You can turn to their November newsletter, which is available on Banderas News. And of course, if you want to receive this directly in your inbox, all you have to do is get in touch with the PuRR Project and sign up for their newsletter. We also, now that I'm following them, have more news from the Butterfly Sanctuary. Starting this month, they will offer transportation from Emiliano Zapata to the sanctuary. This happens at the meeting point will be at Aquiles Cerdán in Aguacate at 10:30 in the morning. This will happen every Saturday. So check it out. Visit their website for more information or check out this Facebook post that I will reference with you. And last but not least, the spotlight is returning. We already have one guest. So there's only one slot available for another guest in this week's spotlight. We will make a little noise about that to make sure that we have enough guests for this coming week. And we are looking forward to that. Who is our first guest? I'll tell you tomorrow. How about that? And what do we have? Oh, lots of good mornings. Thank you very much. Karen says, good morning from a chilly Minnesota. Well, it's not quite chilly here, but wearing this on top of my shirt is not making me feel at all uncomfortable. It's actually quite lovely. Let's see what else we have. Da, 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 da. Paco, our asshole cat would never let us oversleep. He thinks he's a daily alarm clock that we never set. Well, you know what? Luna has a similar feature. Thank you for sharing, Den. Luna has a habit of waking me up in the morning, but I suppose I have a habit of actually when I go, she knows that, hey, chill. It's not going to happen yet. Let's see. Oh, opinions. Parking meters need to be maintained. You just said the M word, and I also read the M word further down. Of course, they need to be maintained. Well, anything that the city proposes needs to be maintained. And that has been a common problem with some of these very interesting proposals that come from the city. One thing is to build it, and one thing is to go back and fix it. Case in point. Glenn says, Mirador at La Cruz, the funicular can't be maintained. How can they maintain another funicular? My point exactly. They cannot even maintain the Los Muertos Pier. Very wise and very true, as much as they seem to be interesting ideas. Spencer adds to the mix. While spending time for all these proposals, how about the construction project on the Malecón, the concrete repair of the sidewalk walls? Last I saw was completed to the Rio Quale walkway only. I hear you. All these things are important. Some things are in the process of being done. Other things are coming. But it's a long list of things that need to be fixed before new fixable things are brought to the table, if you ask me. Mark asks, Paco, do you think that the movie Coco represents the spirit of Dia de los Muertos properly? I think so. I mean, there are things in the movie that are very accurate. There are other things that are not. But I do think, as a broad, quick answer, that the film Coco is a good ambassador for Dia de los Muertos. The thing is, can we, and this is not about the movie Coco, like any piece of information, the more you dig, the more fascinating information you can find many times. And that's the thing about Day of the Dead. There are many layers to it, and as I mentioned the other day when I saw so many people coming to my presentation, I thought it was absolutely awesome. But yes, I would recommend Coco to anyone that wants to have a better appreciation of how we relate to death here in Mexico. Michael says there are many ways for the city to recoup money, but doing parking meters is not the way. They won't maintain them. There's that M word again. They will get damaged and broken into just like before. When you say just like before, did we actually get, now I don't remember, but did we actually get parking meters in the city and then they were taken away? I have a vague memory of that. Let's see what else. You think? JC Garvin says maybe finish the current transportation projects before thinking about new projects. I know. How innovative. Carmen says, I love your chal for the fall-winter season. Well, this is just a cowl. It is a Mobius cowl. It's built in a circle, so it's not like you can wrap it around. You can like sneak into it. But I love making these things. Let's see. Gorgeous crochet Paco, and your arms are free. I know. I can scratch myself. You don't get trapped under a shawl. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. So glad the spotlight is so active and varied. You have found one more way to improve Vallarta. Well, we are slowly and steadily getting there, Pamela. The spotlight requires a lot of love, some of which is, I find, challenging to provide without not taking care of other projects properly. It is a love, not love relationship with the spotlight. I really want to do it. The spotlight will make sense to me when, number one, we have a lot of people watching. Number two, we have community partners that are exclusive to the spotlight. But for that to happen, it has to grow in audience, in impressions, and all that stuff. And three, when it gets to the point in which many or more organizers find it essential to be in the spotlight. But I am happy I am happy. Now I get emails from people. For example, now that many performers are coming back from up north, I'm getting emails from some of them saying, "Hey, can we talk to you? Can you promote us?" And what I'm saying now is, "Hey, we have this new broadcast. We have this new project called The Spotlight." So I appreciate it when you bring it up. I appreciate it when you talk about it. And I have given this a lot of verbiage. So moving right along, let's see what else we have. All those council people who are paid, yes, they are paid, take some of the money and complete the garbage truck project correctly. Well, they're working on it, that's for sure. And that's the one thing that I appreciate about this new administration. At least they're publicizing that they're doing different things. So we'll see what happens. Boom, 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 boom. Hire the garbage collection that won't work well, just like the bus business being hired out, and you can't even get bus cards. Should go back to private. Oh my, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, says Michael. Well, Michael, you have access to lovely coconut soup. I suggest you have a bowl of lovely coconut soup from your own restaurant. Have you guys eaten at Siam PV? And I know Michael has Bravos, but Siam is like, I just love Siam PV. Best Thai food in town. And that will put you back in good vibe mood, Michael. I am sure of that. And I think we've reached the end of today's broadcast. I don't see any other comments, which is quite lovely. But of course, your comments are welcome anytime. And particularly for those of you that watch the broadcast later on. Go and have an amazing weekend. It is Friday. I'll be back here tomorrow morning as usual with more coffee, more headlines, and more information about our first guest for the Spotlight tomorrow. Have a good one, and I'll see you again soon.